After a rainout yesterday and a win earlier in the week, the Meadville Mustangs are back at it today at Garby Yard, all the way back home. Hello, everyone. Luke Burgess here with you under cloudy skies from Garby Yard. The Mustangs are hot as of late. They've won 3 straight games, and now they come in looking to grab a 4th against the East Butler Bulldogs. The team they've played the most this season. They'll see them one more time at home today, this afternoon. And it was raining throughout the morning. We actually had some pretty heavy rain for just a few minutes, less than an hour before first pitch, but everything has cleared up, and it looks like maybe some spotty showers throughout the afternoon, but nothing too serious at all. Well, we're just about 7 minutes away from first pitch, and we thank you so much for joining us here today on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The East Butler Bulldogs just finishing up their warm-up on the infield right about now. So before that, we are going to get to the lineups. We'll start with the visiting East Butler Bulldogs. Leading off in center field, Sean Dewey. Batting second is the left fielder, Marco Visi. Connor Medical is over at third base. He bats third. Tommaso Floro is batting fourth in the cleanup hole over at first base. Brendan Corley is at shortstop. He bats fifth. Nico Mellogran is the extra hitter. He bats sixth. Evan Kirscher is the designated hitter. He's pitched a few times when these two teams have met. Today, he's the designated hitter. Chris Mullins is the catcher. He bats eighth. Andrew Catch is in right field, batting ninth. And JT Gurley is at second base and batting 10th. On the mound for the East Butler Bulldogs, it's Evan Del Signole. It's the first time that we've seen him pitch this year, even though the teams have already met 3 times. He will get the start. Right-handed pitcher was warming up in the bullpen just a moment ago. On the Mustangs side, Cole Grable leads it off, moving over to the hot corner. He's at third base today. Carson Weibel is batting second. He moves out from the infield to the outfield. He's in center. Kenny Lavrich bats third at shortstop. Brandon Butler moves over to right field. He bats in the cleanup hole. Noah Ross gets his first shot as a position player so far this season. He'll be catching and batting fifth. Brady Lane bats sixth, and he serves as the extra hitter for today's action. Mason Bevan bats seventh as the first baseman. John Sharp is in left field batting eighth. Garrett Knapp bats ninth and is at second base. And batting 10th is the designated hitter, number 29, Josh Siegel. Pitcher for the Meadville Mustangs is their ace, Zach Wilson. He gets another start so far this season. He started off a little shaky, especially in the walk department, but has been really solid his last 2 starts, giving up less than 4 runs over both those starts in over 5 innings. So what's been the theme of the success for the Mustangs that has driven them to this 3-game winning streak? Well, firstly, they've been able to score runs all the way throughout the game. Starting off this season, it was often a theme of early runs, maybe 1 or 2 big spurts, and then it kind of died off. And the pitching just wasn't supporting that offensive mentality. So what happened, they would start to fall behind. They wouldn't be able to pick themselves up late in the game. But that has changed. You go back to Tuesday night in Newcastle, and you look late in the game, they scored 5 of their runs, all 5 of their runs after the 4th inning. And obviously, you want to get early runs, too, to set the tone, but able to score in the 9th, 2 runs to extend that lead and kind of solidify their position as they got towards the end of that game. You go back to the game against the Iron Bucks at Pullman Park, all of their runs coming after the 5th inning in that one as well, and that was a win where they did not score first, had to come from behind to snag the victory. So they've been able to do it all sorts of ways lately, which has been really beneficial to moving them into a more efficient way of playing baseball. Now, the other thing that has to be mentioned is the distance of the starters. You go back to that Iron Bucks matchup. Gino Mara goes 8 innings before you bring on Jake Slater to close it out. And then Garrett Knapp closes it out after 8 innings for Walker Cunningham in the game earlier this week on Tuesday. If you go back even further than that, you get Zach Wilson, who went 5 1/3 before he was relieved by Garrett Knapp the week prior against the Butler Blue Sox. So you've been able to get some distance out of your starters, which is meaning that the bullpen, which is the most obvious weakness of this team, has not been taxed as much as they would have been, which has been a huge, huge bonus for this Meadville Mustangs squad. So the fact that they are able to save those arms and only really bring in the premier guys, or at least even if they're giving those guys a rest, able to kind of, let them come out when they're most needed in the big-time situations and make a big-time impact. So that so far has definitely been a key difference that we've noticed as we've moved through the season to where we are now, where the Mustangs are looking to, kind of make a run in this division, despite the fact that they are still in last. They're really not that far out from really making an impact. Only a game and a half back on the Blue Sox, and we've seen a lot of parity in this Rust Belt League division as well, because we start to see that the Blue Sox, who had such a hot start, now they've started to struggle, and really everyone is just a game or two around 500. So I think that really just means that there's a lot of excitement left to be had, and there's a lot of things to look forward to on our future broadcasts as we move throughout this Rust Belt League season, because you never know what's going to happen as we go down the stretch run. Zach Wilson on the mound again today. He has struggled a little bit in jams, but when he is pitching efficiently and using his breaking stuff to the best of his ability, he's been really, really good this season. So hopefully we get a little bit more out of that today. And that bullpen should be fresh. They really haven't stretched out their bullpen guys in quite some time, so there should be room for the bullpen to come in and kind of pick him up if he's not able to have a super efficient start. We'll see all that and more. And we'll have first pitch for you in just a few minutes when we return on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Welcome back to baseball here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Luke Burgess here with you Just a few moments away from first pitch, and it will be Sean Dewey, Marco Visi, and Connor Medical who will lead it off for the Bulldogs in the top of the first inning. In just a minute here, the Mustangs will take the field. So we go back to the win from the other day. Obviously, yesterday was rained out in Newcastle. That is slated to be made up in the first weekend of July. So we will get back out to Newcastle and Flaherty Field one more time. But today we are just about ready to go. The Mustangs take the field, and we will have first pitch in just a few moments. So Zach Wilson making his warm-up tosses. We already said last time around, 5 1/3 innings, 7 runs, not all of those earned. He's back out again today for another start. So Wilson on the bump, taking his first warm-up tosses, and Dewey warming up the bat as he gets ready to hit. I think it's going to be interesting. We're seeing a lot of position changes that we have not seen so far this season. Butler moves out to right field for the first time. He has played exclusively at third base. And then Grable moves over from second to third, and Knapp moves to second base. He's primarily been pitching, but did state early on in the season that he could play anywhere. Bevan over at first, and first has kind of been a rotating door since maybe the first or third game of the season. It was originally Bevan, and then after he had some struggles, it started to change up a little bit more, and that's what we've seen since then. So interesting to see how everyone's going to be able to adapt and change the way that they play for today's game. And hopefully we can avoid that rain too. It rained out yesterday, and it wasn't actually raining during the hours of the game. The only issue was that we actually had wet field conditions, and the dirt was just not serviceable. No full field tarp in Newcastle. But here, that's one of the nice advantages that we have from having this full turf infield, is that it's going to dry very quickly with those pellets down below. So Wilson throws his final warm-up pitch. Dewey steps up to the plate, and we are just about ready to go for baseball on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you are enjoying your Saturday at home, or if you're out on the road and listening along, it is a radio-style broadcast, so we will get you underway, and hopefully you are going to stick with us all afternoon. Dewey steps in. Wilson gets his first pitch, and the first pitch of the game is delivered in outside, or called for a strike. 0-1 early on to the right-handed hitter Dewey. Slider from Wilson there on that first pitch. He uses his breaking stuff very excessively. The second pitch, outside for ball 1, 1-1 count. 1-1 early on the center fielder. Dewey Mustangs won 3 in a row. Trying to extend that to 4 here today. Curveball in the zone for a strike. 1-2 count. Try and get in the driver's seat from the pitching side early on would be pretty big here. Underway officially at 1:04 p.m. The pitch outside for ball 2. Fastball ridden in there, evens up the count. Infield playing straight up. Dark clouds over us right now, but you can see blue skies in the horizon. Top of the first inning, just underway here in Meadville. Mustangs back home after 3 straight games on the road. 2-2 pitch from Wilson. Cracked foul down the first base line. Ricochets off the outside of the Mustangs dugout and picked up by our base umpire. So if we look back to the first inning of the game we saw the other day, it was early trouble for the Mustangs. They try and avoid that this time, and you think maybe the path to the win could be even easier if they are able to avoid those early game struggles. The pitch, foul back against the home plate netting. So we'll do 2-2 over again. 2 straight foul balls, and we're seeing Noah Ross make his catching debut so far this season today. Interesting to see how he's going to play behind the plate, at least as a starter. 2-2 pitch from Wilson. Curveball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So one batter goes down. Dewey strikes out on the big looping curveball. dropped in there. Probably would have been called strike 3 anyway. Now it's Marco Visi, left fielder, with one away in the top of the first. Visi's been staple in the lineups for the Bulldogs when they visited Meadville so far this season, and when we had an opening day in East Butler. A consistent face for sure. 0-0 pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball in for strike 1. Rain starting to lightly fall now. Just a few minutes in after first pitch. 0-1 pitch. Slider driven out to left field. That one's got some carry on it. Back toward the wall. It hits off the base of the wall. Running to it is Sharp, and into second with a double is Marco VC. He rockets one out to left field and gets the party started. So after the leadoff strikeout, the Bulldogs come out with a little bit of vengeance and get things going here. So now Connor Medical, third baseman for today's action. Tall right-handed batter. Rain's fallen a little bit more steadily now. And we'll see how long they let this go. It should clear up fairly quickly based off what we've seen on the radar. Doesn't look like anything too serious for today. And Wilson's going to step off, go through the signs again. So a runner on second. One away in the inning after the leadoff strikeout. The 0-0 pitch. Slider. Called for strike on the bottom of the zone. Delayed call by our home plate umpire. 0-1 early on to Meadville. The pitch. Down low, ball 1. Evens up the count. Went right back to that slider, and he kind of got a call low on that first pitch, maybe hoping he could repeat for pitch number 2. Unsuccessful, though. So it's a 1-1 count to today's third baseman. Here comes the 1-1. Pulls the fastball outside, doesn't get a piece. 2-1 count. And it'd be really encouraging for the Mustangs if they are able to strand that runner at second. And they've struggled to do that so far this season, stranding runners on base during Wilson's starts. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball chopped onto third base. Fielding cleanly is Grable. He throws on to first, gets the out, and the runner does not advance. So nice play from Grable. Kind of hesitated there. Looks that runner back to second to make sure he's not going anywhere, and then throws cleanly onto first. Bevan, a nice little scoop as well. So 2 away now in the inning, and it's Tommaso Floro. Rain really starting to come down now. And the catcher, Ross, takes a moment to go out. And these summer showers are certainly not uncommon, especially in western Pennsylvania. You see this quite often. The only question is, how long are they going to ride it out before the conditions get slightly dangerous? Wilson, set. Comes home with the 0-0 to the cleanup hitter. Breaking ball fouled off. He was just late on it. He pushes that one away into the netting, so it's an 0-1 count. Nothing in 1 to the first baseman, Tommaso Floro. The pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball gets a piece of him on the left arm, so he's going to head down to first base on the hit by pitch, and you got to imagine that that ball might be getting a little slippery with the conditions. So first and second, 2 away in the first inning, and it's Brendan Corley, left-handed batter, to come to the plate. One of the things that certainly has to be considered is the fact that if we do go into a rain delay, it's going to take some time to restart the game. So you hope that this passes quickly and we can kind of just play through it. 0-0 pitch to Corley. Cracked up the middle to the pitcher, Wilson, he throws on to first, and the ball slips out of his hand. It's over the head of the first baseman, Bevan. 1 run will score, and it's second and third on the error from Wilson, and you just have to imagine that that ball was too slippery to throw. So in this case, maybe you have to start thinking about a possible rain delay. The rain is coming down hard. So now it'll be Nico Mellowgrain. First pitch to him is up high and outside, ball 1. And, you know, you want to make sure that the integrity of the game is kept and that everything is fair. And it just really didn't seem like that was the case on that grounder back to Wilson. The pitch. Cracked foul. We'll do it again. 1-1 count early on to today's extra hitter. The pitch. Slips out. That one's going to kick off to the right of the catcher, Ross, and he's going to retrieve it. So it's a 2-1 count. 1 run already across for the Bulldogs here in the top of the first if you're just joining us. Runners on second and third, 2 away for Wilson, and rain coming down pretty steadily right now. 2-1 count. The pitch. Outside, fastball, dragged it. 3-1. The pitch from Wilson. Outside again, so he walks him. Count goes to 3-1, and he serves up ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs. So a real unfortunate turn, and you have to think that the weather's maybe playing a factor. Now it's Evan Kirscher. He's pitched against the Mustangs several times this season. Designated hitter for today's action. Bases loaded, 2 away in the top of the first. Mustangs in some early trouble. The first pitch. Called for strike 1 to the right-handed hitter. Big hitter, over 6 foot up there at the plate. Nothing in 1 count to him from the righty Wilson. Wilson trying to leave 3 guys on base early. That one fouled off over the backstop. Now to play. So 1-2, and a big moment here early on in the game. If you can hold them to 1 run, it would certainly be considered as a victory. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. Down low, kicks away from the catcher. Runner from third comes home, and there's going to be no contest. Now the runner from third that started at second rounds, and he's going to head on back. So 2 runs cross on the inning and 1 on the wild pitch just now. So it's second and third. 2-0 Bulldogs early on, and it's a 1-2 count to Kirscher. Just underway here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Luke Burgess here with you. Evan Kirscher at the plate right now for the East Butler Bulldogs. The pitch. Down low. Called for ball 2. Looking for strike 3 here and trying to get out of it with only 2 runs allowed. Two count. The pitch. Curveball. Chopped foul. And we welcome you wherever you're joining us from. So happy to have you here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. 2-2 pitch. Down low, spikes it. Blocked by the home plate catcher. Noah Ross. So it's a 3-2 count. All full, 2 outs. Runners on second and third, 2 already across the plate in the inning. Wilson set to go. Now he delivers. That one chopped towards short. Lavrich racing onto it, throws onto first, and it's out of the glove of Mason Bevan. So 2 more runs will score on the error, and all of a sudden it's just a disastrous first inning for these Meadville Mustangs. That is just sloppy. And we've seen Bevan make some errors over there at first before, but that is just really inexcusable in a time that is so important. So 4-0 in favor of East Butler, and now an early mound visit from Ben Cosby, and trying to just settle his guy down. Make sure that things don't get any further out of hand. And talking to his guy. 1 on base for the Bulldogs now after that single. Kersher still beat the throw, but obviously the error on the first baseman, Bevan, allows the ball to skirt by and those 2 runners to come around to score. So they let Wilson go back out. Cosby heads back out to the dugout, and now it's Chris Mullins, the catcher. You try to get him out to get out of this inning. 2 away. At the plate is the catcher Mullins. The first pitch to him. The runner takes off. Swing and a miss. The throw down is short, and the runner's safe. So it's a stolen base for Evan Kersher. The 1-0 count to the hitter. Rain has really eased up. Basically nothing now. So it looks like we will play on, fortunately without a delay. The pitch from Wilson. Down low, in the dirt, blocked by Ross, 2-0. 1-1 count, rather. My mistake. Corrected by the home plate umpire. The 1-1 from Wilson. Runner on second. Down low, 2-1. Early struggles here for the Mustangs after they've rattled off 3 straight wins, trying to turn this around and get out of this first inning. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, floated through the top of the zone and fouled off, so it's a 2-2 count. And of course, when you play at home, you got to get them out before you get a chance to hit, and haven't been able to get 3 of them so far. 2-2 count. Pitch. Down low. Just missed. Called for a ball. So the count's full. Runner on second base. 4-0 already here in the first inning. The East Butler Bulldogs lead. The pitch. Called. Strike 3. Caught a piece of the outside corner. And Wilson gets out of it. So after an inning full of struggles, halfway through the first on the Mustangs Baseball Network, it's a Mustang lead, or it's a Bulldog lead, 4-0 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the first, and it's Grable, Weibel, and Lavrich who will come to the plate for the Mustangs after the Bulldogs put up a 4-spot in the top of the first. So behind the 8-ball early, got to try and battle back. And the third baseman will be the first one to face Evan Delsignole. First pitch from the right-hander is outside, called for ball 1. So fortunately, the Mustangs have experience playing from down early. They gave up a lot of runs just as they scored a lot early on in the season, especially through those first 4 or 5 games. They were giving up a lot of runs early and scoring a lot of runs early, so they know how to play from behind. The 2-0 pitch, called for strike on the outside corner. 2-1 count now to the third baseman. One batting glove, that left hand. Right-handed hitter hitting leadoff for the first time this season. The pitch, called strike 2. And 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs. It's Carson Weibel on deck, center fielder for today's action. 2-2 pitch, fouled off over the dugout and off the hill to the right of the Mustangs dugout. Down that first baseline. Bulldogs down that third baseline, and they've been the most frequent visitors to Garby Yard so far this season. The pitch, called strike 3, caught a piece of the outside corner. So there's one away in the inning. And now it's Carson Weibel, the center fielder, to the plate in the bottom of the first with one away. Strikeout to start it. That was how Wilson started his inning, too. First pitch, down low for a ball. 1-0. Beautiful facilities here at Allegheny College. Back again and happy to be home. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. Back against the netting in front of the scorer's booth. And the broadcast booth where we are set up for today's action. 1-1 count to the today's center fielder. The pitch. Down low. Bounces one. Back off the backstop. Brings it to a 2-1 count. Weibel has played most of the season in the outfield, but not any games in center. So making his debut out there today. Pitch up high, 3-1 count. Delsignole gets his pitch, comes home with it, swing and a miss. Fills it up. Full now to today's center fielder. Lavrich on deck. The pitch. Pulled. Oh, no, he gets a piece. Outside corner, called for strike 3. So it's back-to-back called strikeouts to start the game for the Mustangs. And now it's Kenny Lavrich who has a chance to try and break it up. The 0-0 pitch from the big right-hander is swung on and missed. Called for strike 1. And a breaking pitch thrown in there. 0-1. Called strike 2. Catches a piece of that outside corner. 0-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Already a 4-0 lead for the East Butler Bulldogs. Delsignole shakes off. Now he gets his pitch, comes home. Outside, tried to drag it in, but unsuccessful in the attempt. 1-2 count. All right-handed hitters from Meadville, right on right to start 1-2-3. The 1-2 pitch down low. Just a tad outside as well. 2-2 count, all even. Shortstop Lavrich trying to get a base runner on after a 4-run first for the Bulldogs. That one is chopped off foul. We'll do 2-2 one more time. VC Dewey catch in the outfield. Medical, Corley, Gurley, and Floro in the infield. 2-2 pitch. Down low and outside. Slider away. Fills it up to the shortstop. 2 outs in the inning. Count full. Signole the 3-2. Outside, so a walk after 2 strikeouts looking, and he went back to that outside corner. It could have been a third straight, but that one just doesn't catch a piece. And now it's Brandon Butler, who's in right field today, played a majority of the season at third base. Getting a chance in the outfield. We'll see how he adapts to that. He's hitting in that cleanup role again after he was situated there in the 3-hole on Tuesday. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Runner on first now, so not going to have to worry about a 1-2-3 inning. Butler been heating up at the dish at the right time. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-0 to today's right fielder. Started the season slow offensively, but he's really started to turn things around in the last 2 or 3 games. So rewarding him with a cleanup role for today's game, and big spot here, trying to get some runs back. Swing and a miss on the pitch up high. 2-0 pitch, came up with the fastball. Brings it to 2-1 to the righty. Right on right once again. Mason Bevan, one of the only left-handed hitters in today's lineup. Throw over to first. Lavrich is back easily. 2-1 to Brandon Butler. Bottom of the first inning, Mustangs trail 4-0. That one's out to right field. Chasing after it is Catch. He gets under it and makes the catch. So we're through 1 full. Mustangs are not able to respond after a 4-run top of the first. We'll head to the second inning after 1 full. The score, Meadville 0 and East Butler 4. Wilson finishes his warm-up tosses, and it'll be 9-10-1 for the East Butler Bulldogs in the top of the second inning. Andrew Catch, right fielder, who made the final out in the bottom of the first, will lead it off for the Bulldogs. Wilson back out on the mound for his second inning of work, trying to settle himself down. 0-0 pitch. Ball up high. Let that one go just a little bit early. JT Gurley on deck. Second baseman hitting 10th today. 1-0 pitch from the right-hander. Inside. Snagged on a backhand grab by the catcher, Noah Ross. And 2-0 early now. 2-0 pitch. Cracked out to right field. Drifting foul over the first base dugout. It is foul. 2-1. That one sliced or hooked a big time from the left-handed batter. Right over that first base dugout. 2-1 count. The pitch. Curveball. Got him swinging. Goes to 2-2. Trying to get a strikeout. Start the second inning just like he started the first. Here comes the pitch. Ball up high. Fills up the count. So fastball just gets away from him there. Full count now, no outs to the leadoff batter, Andrew Catch, in the second inning. Rain starting to fall again here in Meadville. Full count pitch. Breaking ball up high. So a leadoff walk to the left-handed hitter. Now JT Gurley, the second baseman, gets a shot. First pitch, outside, pulled the ball. Rain coming down pretty hard again, and this is exactly what we were talking about with those spotty showers, which we definitely know can be pretty prevalent at this time of year. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Throws a good slider in there, the best one we've seen all day. Evens it up at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first on the pickoff attempt. And he's safe. Little snap throw there from the catcher, Ross. First one we've seen out of him today. And we don't really know his catching tendencies yet. We've seen kind of a revolving door at catcher. Strife getting the day off today. He's been the regular as of late. 1-2. Out to center field. Getting underneath it is Weibel. He makes the catch and throws in. So there's an out. Runner obviously stays put, and there's one away. Top of the order now, Sean Dewey gets his second chance, and he struck out his first time. And trying to get that second out in this inning would be big time. Dewey in center field today for the Bulldogs. The first pitch he sees from Wilson is a curveball. Just gets out of his hand. You have to imagine that the grip has not going to be easy now, and it really doesn't work out too well because pitching is definitely harder in the rain, especially with the grip issues. And now, of course, he's pitched in rain both of the innings he's been out on the mound. Here it comes. Ball up high, and actually comes out of the hand of Ross on the return throw. So the conditions are not ideal right now, and they only play with, I believe, 15 baseballs total, so you might start to see those balls get waterlogged, which is also something you don't want to happen. Here comes the pitch. Outside again, 3-0. 3-0 to the center fielder, Sean Dewey. Struck out his first time around. Now you imagine Wilson probably tries to come in and attack. Here's the pitch. Called for strike one. Just caught a piece of the outside corner, and we've seen a lot of hitters questioning that outside corner call from the right-handed batter's box so far today. So you never really like to see that, and this one is on that outside corner again, but it's called for ball 4. So there's a walk in. It's runners on first and second with one out. The second walk issued by Wilson so far this inning. So now we'll see Marco Visi, who doubled on the second pitch he saw his first at-bat. Wilson set with a runner on first and second, one out. The first pitch pulls the fastball outside, ball 1. 1-0 count to the right fielder, or left fielder, Marco Visi. Catch out in right today. 1-0 pitch. Slider on the ground over to third. It's going to be snagged on the ground by Grable, and he throws it into right field. And a run comes home. So the sliding throw, or the slide into third base, Grable makes the sliding stop. He tries to throw the runner out at second and gets nothing. So a run scores on the error. It's still first and second. And an unfortunate start, really, is all that can be said to the way that this one has gone so far. Now it's the three-hitter, Connor Meadville. He grounded out the first time around. First pitch to him is called for ball one. Wilson on the mound. His 1-0. Outside for ball two. Whether it's the rain or some other external factor, he's really struggled to hit the strike zone in this second inning. Two-zero pitch from the righty. Up high, 3-0. Right back into the same count. Can't be pitching from behind the entire afternoon, that's for sure. 3-0 pitch from Wilson. Curveball up high, slips out, and that's a walk. So the bases are loaded with one out after the 4-pitch walk, and the third he's given up this inning. And Cosby just has to make a trip out there, so that's what he's going to do. You got Tommaso Floro, who was hit by a pitch his first time around, coming up. With the bases loaded, you certainly don't want to be facing that cleanup hitter. So Cosby trying to settle his guy down, and he knows that there is a shortage of bullpen arms today, despite the fact that they are rested. Not everyone in attendance for today's game. Now the home plate umpire coming to break it up, and kind of got to make a decision quickly here. And they're going to give fist bumps, and Wilson is going to stay on the bump. So they got to give him innings. He's got to figure his way out of this jam early on. It's going to be number 29, Connor Meadville, third baseman, or Tommaso Floro, the first baseman, number 28, who gets a shot here with the bases loaded. Wilson gets the pitch, the 0-0. Fastball, throws it hard, right down the middle, 0-1. You could tell Floro wasn't quite ready for that velocity. Wilson's been relying heavily on that off-speed stuff all afternoon and really all season. That one is another fastball. It's scooped by Lavrich. He steps on to second base, and it's a double play. So they get out of the inning off of the line-out double play, and only one run allowed, but another tough one. Wilson labors through it. We're through 1.5 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, the Bulldogs 5 and the Mustangs 0. Bottom two, led off by Noah Ross, who's manning that spot behind the plate. It's been a tough few innings so far for the Mustangs. The first pitch of this one is almost right at me in the press box. That one floats over the catcher's head, over the umpire's head, and off the top of the backstop just in front of the press box. So it's 1-0. That one is a fastball right down the middle, and it's swung on and missed for a strike. So it's 1-1 to the catcher, Noah Ross. 1-1 pitch is dragged outside. That one gets by the catcher. 2-1, and Ross has appeared in the last more than half of the team's games. His first appearance was against these same East Butler Bulldogs, but his first time playing in the field. That one is out to left field. Hit pretty good. Onto it is the center fielder. Back, it's off the base of the wall. Rounding first and moving on to second is Ross, and VC catches up to it, throws it in, but it's a leadoff double for the Mustangs catcher, and it's their first hit of the afternoon. And it could not come soon enough, even though it's only the bottom of the second. So Brady Lane, now the extra hitter, gets a shot to try and pick up his teammate who starts the inning with a bang. Right-handed hitter serving as the extra hitter today. Played over at first base in the prior game. The pitch up high and inside, called for ball one. The rain has slowed down again, so it really is those showers coming through. 1-0 count to the right-handed hitter. The pitch down low, doesn't get a piece. 2-0. And they got to keep their heads up. Certainly something that Cosby would agree with is they can't beat yourselves after one or two bad innings. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball does not get in. Left it up high. 3-0 to the extra hitter. In danger of putting the first two on. Comes set. Long hesitation. Now comes home. That one gets away. So Ross will easily move up to third base, and it's a walk on the ball. So it's first and third, nobody out, and the Mustangs are in business. Mason Bevan, left-handed hitter. He's going to be pinch hit for by Tristan Holland. We'll get on that right now and give you the pinch hitter. First pitch is in for a ball. 1-0. Early on to, yes, Tristan Holland comes to the plate. So Bevan, pinch hit for, and it's another lefty in his place. 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball two. Now things really starting to get away. The pitch. Throw down to third on the snap throw. Runner's safe. It's 2-1 to the first baseman, pinch hitter Holland, left-handed batter. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. Strike two called. Fastball that just gets a piece. Here comes the pitch. Inside and gets in on the arm of Holland, so he's hit by a pitch. Bases are loaded with nobody out, and now a premier position to try and get some of those runs back. Left fielder John Sharp gets a chance, the first chance, to make some noise. And last time he was in the lineup, he had some issues with striking out, but when he's run into balls, he's been a really good hitter so far this season for the Mustangs, trying to break open the scoring for the home side here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody out, bases loaded. Designole gets his first pitch. Catcher sets up outside. Here it comes. Curveball up high. 1-0 to the left fielder. So I'm catching a lot at the beginning of the season, but now has moved to the outfield more consistently. 1-0 pitch. Strike. Fastball in there on the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1. Bases all loaded up. Infield playing straight up. It's the shortstop, Corley, holding on the runner on second lane. 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball popped up. On the infield, moving on to it is the catcher Mullins. He makes the catch. So Sharp flies out in foul territory. To the catcher Mullins, there's one away in the inning, and now it'll be Garrett Knapp, the second baseman, who gets a shot. You don't want to waste opportunities like that. You know, an out can be a productive out if you can get it out to the outfield, hit for a sac fly, and bring some runs in. One away in the inning. Bases loaded still for the Mustangs. It's the 9-hitter Garrett Knapp. The first pitch to him. Breaking ball called for strike one. Knapp pitched on Tuesday, came on to close that game out in Newcastle. So now he turns around, kind of plays that two-way player role, and he's going to get some at-bats today playing at second base. The pitch to him is grounded onto third base, scooping it and throwing home for the force out, throwing onto first. It's, no, it is not a double play. Knapp beats it out at first base. So the bases stay loaded. There's 2 outs, and things are not going so well for the Mustangs after they load the bases. It's a 5-2 putout. Now it's the 10-hitter, Josh Siegel. The first pitch to him is down low, called for ball 1. We've seen a lot of balls today so far in the contest, and the Mustangs have not been able to throw a lot of strikes, and neither has the starter for the Bulldogs. Pitch is called for a strike, so it's 1-1. The runner at third gets back on the bluff snap throw. 1-1 count to the right-handed hitter, Josh Siegel. DH for today's game. The pitch, up high, ball, fastball, got away from him. 2-1. It's Holland on first, Lane, or rather Holland on second. Ball outside on the slider. 3-1. It's Knapp on first, Holland on second, and Brady Lane on third. Mustangs trying to push across at least one here after they had the bases loaded with nobody out. 2 away in the inning, 3-1 count. Top of the order on deck. The pitch outside. So they walk in a run, and they get at least one to even that deficit back down to 4. Base is still loaded, 2 away in the inning, and Cole Grable comes to the plate. Right-handed hitter struck out his first time looking. First pitch to him is up high for ball 1. 1-0 pitch from the big right-hander is up in the air. Drifting out to shallow center field. Dewey coming onto it, has a read, and he makes the catch. So only one crosses the plate after the Mustangs have the bases loaded with nobody out. 5-1 after 2 full here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Top of the third inning, rain continuing to drizzle on and off as we move along here on a fine Saturday afternoon in June. Leading off, it'll be Brendan Corley. He reached on an error, the throwing error from Wilson that went over the head of the first baseman, Bevan, and into that corner down by the bullpens. Oh, pitch from Wilson. Now it's Tristan Holland who has officially taken over at first base. So Bevan out of the game. Don't know if it's an injury concern or just something wasn't right, but only played an inning in this one. 1-0 pitch in for strike. Drifts across the zone. Seemed like a good pitch to hit. It's taken by today's shortstop, and it's a 1-1 count. Here comes the 1-1. Down low and in. Ball 2. Blocked nicely by Ross behind the dish. Sliding across, and I haven't personally played or set foot really on this turf, but you wonder if the turf starts to get slick after it takes a lot of water. Pitch from Wilson. Ball up high. Fastball looked like he kind of tried to paint that top corner, the top end of the zone, and doesn't get a piece. Now the 3-1 pitch. Down low, fouled off. Fills the count up at 3-2 to the leadoff batter in this inning. Full count. Left-handed batter at the plate. 3-2, here it comes from Wilson. Fouled off. We'll do it again. That one rings off a light pole. Reverberates throughout. And now he looks like he maybe wants to switch his bat out. Maybe a broken bat there. Not obviously broken. Oh, he just needs to spray it up and get a little bit more stick on there. The bat's slick. The rain coming in again, and it really seems to only rain when the Mustangs are on defense so far. Kind of raining sideways now. 3-2 count, no outs in the inning. Brendan Corley, who leads it off for these East Butler Bulldogs. The pitch. Down low inside. So a leadoff walk and another base runner for the Bulldogs, and this game has really started to draw out over the course of the first 2 full innings, and it looks like it's not speeding up anytime soon, but well, we've paid our dues. We had some very quick sub-2-hour game on Tuesday. We had a quicker game just over 2 hours last weekend. Here comes the 0-0 pitch, and inside gets a piece of Nico Mellogran. So he goes down to first base. It's the second hit by pitch from Wilson in today's game. It's first and second with nobody out. We've just been closing and opening the windows all afternoon so far in the broadcast booth, and the window is going to close for the third time in the third inning. Of course, not the third time in the third inning, but the third time of the day. And we're only in the third inning. 0-0. Runners take off. Bunt's laid down and then pulled back. It's called for a strike anyway, but a double steal executed by the Bulldogs. So Evan Kirscher at the dish goes to 0-1, but it's runners on second and third with nobody out. Trying to sacrifice, but everything works out just fine anyway. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball away. Evens it at 1-1. Kirscher, designated hitter, singled and reached second on an error by the first baseman. His first time around, hit in the first inning. He sent 8 to the plate. Pitch down low, called for ball 2. 2-1 count. And it's the extra hitter, Mellogran, who just reached, and now the designated hitter follows him in the order. So 2 non-position players. 2-1 pitch from Wilson. Up high, ball 3. 3-1 now. Ross just sends the hands out, kind of like a stop motion, just slow down and pitch, take it one by one pitch by one. Try and execute. 3-1, here it comes. Outside, it's a walk, so the bases are loaded with nobody out. And you think that Mustangs bullpen would have to get going here at some point. The 3 runners reach. None of them really had to do anything with the bat. So a walk, hit by pitch, and another walk. And now Chris Mullins, who struck out looking to end that long first inning, now gets his second shot, this time with the bases loaded and nobody out. So the third mound visit we've seen already in the third inning, and that's often not a very good sign. You try and just calm Wilson down, tell him just keep going up there and throwing, and now this turf really has to be getting slick. I think at some point you've got to think about maybe sending these guys in as the rain continues to fall. And we'll see how it develops. But for now, we're sending another hitter to the plate. Chris Mullins catching today. He struck out his first time around. He's going to face Wilson again. Infield drawn in. Outfield playing normal depth. First pitch from the right-handed starter for the Mustangs is outside and low. That's been his miss all afternoon. Ball 1 again. 1-0 pitch. Curveball almost gets a piece of him. Drifts inside, but not enough to catch that inside corner. So it's 2-0 to today's catcher. Lavrich is all the way in on the grass. Everyone else on the edge of the dirt. The pitch, outside, 3-0. And just nothing in the zone so far today for Wilson. He just hasn't been able to find it. You wonder how much longer they're really going to let him go out there for. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 outside. He walks in a run. It's 6-1. 6-1. Hard to believe already in the third inning. Mullins heads to first. Corley will trot home. And now the 9-hitter Andrew Catch, who walked in the last inning, he's going to get a shot. First pitch to him is inside, ball 1. 5 straight balls served up. One 1-0 pitch. Up high. Ball 2. Ripped over the first baseman's head and into right field. That one's hit hard. 1 run will cross. Another run rounds third all the way home. It's a 2-run single for Andrew Catch, and it's 8-1 East Butler in the third inning. Now Cosby goes back out there, and that's going to have to be the end of the road for Zach Wilson. So a really tough day at the office for him. Runners on first and third. No outs in this inning. And just a really brutal start for the right-hander. He's going to head off. It's 8-1 in favor of the Bulldogs here in the third inning. Back with you. Garrett Knapp is the new pitcher. So the moves of note, Knapp moves from second base to pitcher, and Josh Siegel will come off as the DH and become the second baseman. So that means that Brady Lane becomes the new designated hitter. Bunt dropped down on the first pitch and tagged out on the base path. So one away, another run scores, and it's runner on second, one out, and it's 9-1 East Butler. That was JT Gurley who came to the plate, the first batter that Knapp faces. And he sack bunts the runner on second, Andrew Catch. Mullen scores on the play, 9-1 early on. Top of the order coming up, Sean Dewey, already getting his third at-bat in the third inning. The pitch, outside, ball one. 1-0, Knapp on, and he appeared to close it out on Tuesday in Newcastle. The pitch did not offer, so it's down low in the dirt, blocked by Ross. 2-0. The rain was really not Wilson's friend today. Kept raining every single time that he trotted back out onto the mound. 2-0 pitch from Knapp. Drags the fastball outside, 3-0. Three nothing pitch from the right-hander, right down the middle. Looks like he took a little bit off that fastball and brings it to 3-1. Runner on second is the right fielder Catch. Sean Dewey at the plate. He cracks one onto second base. Fielding is the new second baseman Siegel, throws onto first, gets the out. So the runner moves up to third. There's two away in the inning. Dewey is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Now with a runner on third, Marco Visi, who has doubled and singled so far today, gets a shot. Knapp set, first pitch outside, ball one. Ross eyeing that runner on third. So another 4-run inning for the Bulldogs. The pitch called for strike one. 1-1 count to the left fielder, VC. Has appeared in every single game these two teams have met this season. Pitch number 3 is dragged outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens it up at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Down low slider away, fills up the count 3-2. So 2 away in the inning, another runner on third, and you certainly don't want to allow him to come around to score. Full count pitch. Fouled off, just off the end of the bat. I'm sure Knapp is frustrated about that. Inches away from a strikeout. Another go for VC with a full count. Knapp gets his pitch. Here comes the full count. Payoff. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, so they get out of it. But not before the Mustangs allow 4 more runs to cross the plate. We're through 2.5 on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It's the East Butler Bulldogs 9 and the Meadville Mustangs 1. Bottom of the third, Carson Weibel, Kenny Lavrich, and Brandon Butler to come up in the inning. So a long road back for Meadville if they want to make this one competitive, but starts one hitter at a time. Weibel struck out looking the first time around. Trying to break the trend here. The 0-0 pitch from Delsing Nole is up high for ball 1. One-0. Breaking ball down low. Gets a piece. Called strike 1. 1-1 to the center fielder. Big right-hander comes home with the 1-1 pitch. Looping curveball. Also catches the outside corner. Living on those corners. Brings it to 1-2. Shakes off. Shakes off again. Now gets his pitch. Comes home with the 1-2. Does not offer. Down low in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Mullins. It's a 2-2 count. There's some activity in that Mustangs bullpen now. Outside, ball 3. Fills it all up to Weibel. Full count pitch. Popped up on the infield. Drifting towards it is the second baseman, Gurley. He makes the catch. So 1 up, 1 down for the Mustangs in the bottom of the third. Kenny Lavrich walked his last time around. Gets some signs from his third base coach, Ben Cosby. Pitch from the big right-hander on the 0-0. Outside fastball, doesn't catch a piece. 1-0. Pitch up high, fastball, 2-0 to Lavrich. And we have seen a lot of hitters counts today on both sides. Really surprising the Mustangs haven't been able to put across more runs with how their offense has been going lately. 2-0 pitch is popped foul. Looks like it might stay in play. Drifting onto it, the first baseman reaching out. He does not have a play. That's Tommaso Floro. So it drops into foul territory, and it's a 2-1 count. But 9-1, as you can see, I mean, already 10 runs combined, and albeit 9 of them coming on that East Butler Bulldogs side. But the bats have certainly been alive, and we've had a little bit of everything so far. A little bit of rain, a little bit of sun. It's certainly humid. There's no doubt about that. Low 70s for today's first pitch. The pitch in for strike, 2-2 to Lavrich. 2-2 pitch. Up high, 3-2. He walked his first time around. Now he's got another full count. Good reach on a walk again. Trying to put the ball in play, though. Full count pitch. Outside. He did not go. So 2 at-bats and 2 walks for the shortstop. Just going up there and being patient, and that's why he leads this team in on-base percentage. He's been really excellent at getting hit, drawing walks, or getting hits this season. So 1 away in the inning, 1 on. Brandon Butler now gets a chance to kickstart this Mustangs offense. Throw over to first. Lavrich is back easily. And doesn't even go down into the dive, just a standing turn. Right fielder Brandon Butler at the plate. The 0-0 to him. On into third base, and that one's going to sneak into left field on the ground. So it's a single, and tossed in calmly by VC, and he hit that one hard. Snuck it in that shortstop position all the way through, and it's first and second with 1 out. So quickly trying to kickstart a rally here. Noah Ross now, who doubled his first time around, he's going to get a chance to hit again. The Mustangs, after having the bases loaded in inning number 2, just not able to get anyone across. Oh, to the catcher. Breaking ball in for a strike. Caught a piece of the inside corner, according to the home plate umpire. Now, Ross has routinely been extra hitter, designated hitter, but the first time we've seen him at catcher so far this season. 0-1 to him. On the ground toward the shortstop position, fielding it cleanly is Corley. He throws on to first, and it's late. And the ball just really died on that infield grass, or turf rather, and not able to get the throw there in time. So the base is loaded again, this time with 1 out. Off the single from Ross. Now Brady Lane. And you see what Butler getting that single can do. All of a sudden, you get your team back in a prime scoring situation. And Lane walked last time. He was the only runner to come across and score for the Mustangs so far today. 0-0 pitch. Breaking ball falls in for strike. 0-1 early on. And just like so many others in this game, Brady Lane walked his first appearance. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, was late on the breaking ball, came all the way around, looked like he wanted to take a big hack at it. Looked like maybe sitting on the fastball and that ball just froze him before he tried to just swing for the fences. 0-2 to today's extra hitter, moved to designated hitter. The pitch down low for ball 1. Brings the balls into equation, and it's 1-2. One plate appearance and a walk so far for the DH, Brady Lane. 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul, just gets a piece. So he came in and still gets back off the catching gear of Chris Mullins. 1-2 count. Bases loaded. Mustangs desperately in need of runs. Delsignole comes set, delivers. Called strike 3. Caught a piece of that outside corner. And just goes back to that well, so it's another strikeout. And still the Mustangs not able to push across a run. Tristan Holland now filled in for Mason Bevin, who started the game at first base. Another lefty replaced him. He's trying to come up with the big hit. Curveball for a ball. Not sure where that one missed. Maybe left it up high. 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. Base hit scores 2, brings this back to a 6-run game. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball came at him hard. Evens it up at 1-1. Does Evan Delsignole. Just the 1 run allowed so far through 2 2/3. The pitch, swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up. Goes back to that fastball, and now you think maybe with Holland looking a little bit off on his timing, he goes back to that again. Starting to get bright and sunny, which means it's humid here at Garby Yard. 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball, and he did go back to that fastball, just pulled it a tad. And brings it to 2-2. Lefty Holland at the plate. 2-2 count, bases loaded for the 2nd straight inning. Pitch is up high. The count is full, so 3-2 count. Runners on all the bases. Lefty Holland at the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time. Trying to do something with the bat here. Full count pitch. Runners take off. That one's fouled back. So we'll do it again. Left fielder John Sharp on deck. Base hit would score 2. Anything more would most likely clear the bases. Trying to be the hero and get the Mustangs back into this game. Full count pitch. Outside for ball 4, so a walked in run. 1 comes across for the Mustangs, and it's 9-2. Patient at bats, you really have to think about how valuable they are with all these walks that we've seen. If you can just stand up there and foul some pitches off, you're most likely going to be able to get down to first base pretty quickly for either team. Now it's John Sharp. He popped out in foul territory to the catcher, and that first one almost gets a piece of him. Somehow bends out of the way. It's 1-0. That curveball ended up on the inside corner. Delsignole gets his pitch. Comes home. Drags that one outside. 2-0. Two-0 pitch to Sharp. Outside, ball 3. Assume he's probably taking all the way here. Trying to get another run across. 9-2 the score in the bottom of the 3rd. Mustangs trailing. John Sharp at the plate. 3-0 count. Bases loaded. Right-hander comes home. Called strike 1. Got a piece of that outside corner. And that outside corner has, whether it's expanded or not, it has been a spot for Delsignole today. It's a hammer, and he has hammered it. The pitch popped up on the infield, drifting over to it, the first baseman, Floro. He makes the catch, and once again, the Bulldogs get out of a jam with only 1 run allowed. We're through 3 full here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, East Butler 9 and the Mustangs 2. Knapp back out there trying to give the Mustangs some length. And Connor Meadville, who will lead it off, getting his third at-bat in the 4th inning. This game taking some time. We mentioned it earlier after some really quick ones. We're an hour and a half in, just starting the 4th inning. Knapp, the first pitch he throws is swung on and missed for strike 1. So kind of maybe have a chance to reset after the first third of the game passes through. See how you can settle down your guys a little bit. The pitch, slider, swung on and missed. 0-2 now to the third baseman, Meadville. Good slider there on that 0-1 count. Comes back at him. That one chopped onto the pitcher. Knapp, he'll race over to first base, toss that one on, and get the out. So 1 up, 1 down for the first time since the first inning. 1-3 on the putout. And Tommaso Floro now gets a shot. Third time through the order. He was hit by a pitch and scored his first time around. Lined out to the shortstop, Lavrich. Pitch out to center field. That one going to sneak through the middle of the infield and drop. Weibo will toss it in. It's a single for Floro, his first hit of the day. And there's a runner aboard once again for the East Butler Bulldogs. And they're got to be sure that you don't get into any mercy rule issues. If the Bulldogs lead by a certain amount going into the 7th inning, this one could wrap up. Can't allow too many. Brendan Corloy now to the plate. Lefty hitter takes strike 1. Knapp coming at these hitters in this inning, which is definitely the approach that we want to see from the right-hander. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. Corloy walked and reached on an error so far today. He cracks that one over the head of the second baseman. That one's going to find the right field gap. Chasing over to it is the right fielder, Butler. 1 run scores. Or rather, no, he's going to hold up at third. He doesn't come around. So it's 2nd and 3rd on the double with 1 away. And Nico Mellogran now to the plate with 2nd and 3rd. 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 away in the 4th inning. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Extra hitter. Walked and hit by a pitch so far today. Scored both times. That one outside. Ball 2. Doesn't catch a piece of that zone and goes to that outside corner that we talked about in the last inning. Has been really a hot spot for these guys. 2-0 pitch. Grounded foul up the third baseline. Gloved cleanly by Grable, but that one not in play. 2-1 count. Pitcher Knapp gets a new ball, and we're ready to go. Swing and a miss. Blew the slider by Mellogran and made a pass. He could not get bat on ball. 2-2 count. That one on the second base. Siegel Fields throws on to first, gets the out. Runner crosses the plate on the ground out. So 2 away, but a run scores, and it's 10-2 East Butler. And that's really been the difference between these two teams so far, is even though the hits haven't necessarily been flowing for the Bulldogs, they've been able to make productive outs. First pitch to Kersher is called for strike 1. Grounding balls into play to get runners around or hitting into sac flies. It's been really the key for them so far. 10-2, 0-1 pitch to Kersher is called for strike 2, slider away. 0-2 count to the designated hitter. The pitch. Over to shortstop. Lavrich grabs it, and that'll end the inning. So we are through 3.5 here. One more crosses the plate for the East Butler Bulldogs. The score, Bulldogs 10 and the Mustangs 2 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, back in the first pitch up high to Garrett Knapp, who is filled in now as the pitcher. 1-0 count to him. Evan Delsignol back on the mound for the East Butler Bulldogs. Strike called on the 1-0 pitch. It's 1-1. So a 10-2 lead. The Mustangs have a long hill to climb if they want to get back into this one. We're seeing some blue. Sky's starting to clear up. 1-1 pitch is delivered outside for ball 2. 2-1. Some promising signs. 2-1 pitch from the right-hander. Swung on and missed. 2-2 count. Beautiful week temperatures-wise, and finally starting to get a little bit of rain in this area, which is certainly good overall. Fouled off. We'll do the 2-2 again. Siegel on deck. Grable in the hole. Third baseman. Two-two pitch from Delsignol. Called strike 3, and he goes back. You'll never guess where. Outside corner, gets called strike 3. There's one away in the inning. Now Josh Siegel, the new second baseman, started the game as the designated hitter, but moved on to second base after Wilson was pulled after 2 innings. The pitch. Ball up high. 1-0 to Siegel. Just the second time around the order for the Mustangs. Pitch outside for ball 2. One away in the inning. Righty set, delivers, and delivers a strike just along the outside part of the plate. 2-1. Right-handed hitter Siegel has appeared sporadically this season. That one's down low. He pops it up. Out into center field, but it's the right fielder coming on who makes the catch. Catch. Snags one. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Now Cole Grable. Grable typically a second baseman playing over at third today. Top of the order up. The Mustangs have not been good at home. Just one win in 4 tries. Swing and a miss. Strike one delivered in there, and this is now the 3rd straight game that they play East Butler at their home field. Played them in a doubleheader 2 weekends ago, then go on the road. That one's ripped out to left field, spinning. Had a lot of side spin, and you could see the seams all the way from the broadcast booth. So that's a line drive single for Grable, and he is on base for the first time in 3 tries. Now Carson Weibel trying to pick him up. It's only been 1-run innings for the Mustangs so far. First pitch to him on the outside corner, called strike one. 10-2 the advantage for the East Butler Bulldogs. Mustangs playing from behind today, trying to play catch up. 0-1 pitch is ripped out into right field. Moving on to it is catch. He makes the play, and the inning is over. So 4 come to the plate in the inning. No one scores. We're through 4 full on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, the Bulldogs 10 and the Mustangs 2. Top of the 5th inning. 8, 9, and 10 to hit for the East Butler Bulldogs. Chris Mullins, Andrew Katz, JT Gurley. So Mullins, the backstop, leads it off. The first pitch to him is in there for called strike one. There's a lot of anticipation in the way our home plate umpire makes the strike call. 0-1 pitch from Knapp, outside and low, blocked nicely by Ross. 1-1 to the right-handed hitter. We thank you for joining us so much here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Mustangs trailing 10-2. The pitch, down low outside, 2-1 to the right-handed hitter. And whether you're just joining us or you've been with us all afternoon here at Garby Yard, we've seen just about everything. That one outside, 3-1. We saw some rain for the first 3 innings. Now we're seeing some sun. We've seen some blue skies. We've seen some cloudy skies. Just about everything. That one is called for a strike. I don't think he likes it so much. Full count to the catcher Mullins. The pitch. Outside, so he walks him. It's another leadoff walk. And that'll go down now as the 3rd leadoff walk that the Mustangs have issued in 5 innings. So we have seen a lot of walks today. And overall, on the afternoon, that's the 9th walk issued. First pitch to catch is in low for a ball, 1-0. That one driven towards second base. Siegel fields, throws on to second. Lavrich on to first, and it's not in time. So fielder's choice gets the lead runner. Mullins out at second. And catch reaches with some good speed. And 4-6-3 does not work out. So a runner on first, 1 out, and the 10-hitter JT Gurley. 0-0 pitch from Knapp. That one is swung on. He checked his swing, but went around. The runner takes off. The ball gets away from the catcher, Ross. So it's runner on second on the pass ball. 1 away in the inning. And an 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Slider snuck in there. Pitch. Breaking ball in there. Called strike 3, and it's a pretty strikeout with the curveball. 2 away in the inning. Top of the order coming up. Sean Dewey now. First pitch is outside. Sliding grab on his knees as Ross. Still the runner on second. Andrew catch. Dewey has not reached on a hit yet today. Walked once. That one's out to right field. Underneath it is Butler. He makes the grab, and it's a quick inning for the Mustangs. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, and the lead still 10-2 in favor of the East Butler Bulldogs on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Ten-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Lavrich, Butler, and Ross to hit in the bottom of the 5th. Lavrich to lead it off. He's walked both times. Came around to score his last time up. He was stranded the first time around. We need to see an offensive explosion from the Mustangs if they're going to get back into this one. First pitch fouled off. 0-1 count. Del Signol back out on the mound. Was having some fun talking to his catcher in his warm-up routine. The pitch. Curveball up high. 1-1 count. All evened up to the shortstop, Lavrich. The most consistent player that we've seen in the lineup card and in the offense and defense department, really has played a crucial role for this team so far. That one fouled off. 1-2 count. Adjusts, gets back in the box. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one outside. Fastball hard in there. Brings it to 2-2. And we haven't had any rain in 2 innings now. That's a good sign. Hopefully that one keeps up. 2-2 pitch. Dragged outside. Full count. 3-2. Right-hander ready to go. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Popped up on the infield. Drifting back out towards it is the second baseman, Gurley. He makes the catch. And there's 1 away to start the 5th inning on the Mustang side. So now Brandon Butler singled and flown out so far today. Butler, the right fielder. First pitch to him is fouled off. 0-1. Some chirps from the Bulldog dugout. 0-1 pitch to Brandon Butler, who has primarily been a third baseman this year. That one called for a strike. He's out in right field today. Seen a couple balls out there, no issues so far. 0-2 count. Right-hander Delsignol ready to go. Throws the pitch. That one grounded up the middle. Jumping onto it is Corley, the shortstop. He hesitates just a little too long, and it's a single for Butler. So back-to-back base hits for him. And he's aboard with one away in the inning. Noah Ross now has doubled and singled so far today. Looking for his third hit. He's been good at starting rallies. They need to make sure they get some across the plate this time around. That one outside, ball one. Fastball pulled away. Seems like we've seen a million outside fastballs today. I don't know if it's maybe something with the mound or with the texture of the ball. 1-0, the runner takes off. Down low in the dirt. Throw is on the money, but it's late. He's safe at second base. So Butler snags a bag. And 2-0 count with a runner in scoring position and one out for the hottest hitter in this lineup today. Clean up, 5-hitter Ross. Strike called on the outside corner, 2-0 pitch. And in that 2-0 count, you really just want to pick a spot and stick with it. 2-1 now to the catcher Ross. The pitch fouled off the right side. 2-2. Mustangs still have the bulk of their schedule to play, but we're really, especially starting this weekend, getting into the meat of that schedule. So it's been up and down so far. Curveball is fouled off. We'll do 2-2 one more time. A little bit of a tongue twister there. But we'll be here with you on the Mustangs Baseball Network throughout every single game, as far as it goes, whether we go into playoffs or all the way to the championship. 2-2 count to Noah Ross. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. It's a full count. And the one away in the inning on the pop out from Kenny Lavrich. 3-2 count. The pitch. Up the middle. Cracked out to center field. Chasing after it is Dewey, and it's the left fielder, Vesey, who comes onto it. He's going to throw back. The runner does not advance. So Ross struck that one well. Just hit it a little bit too high. There's 2 away in the inning. The runner, Butler, will hang at second. So now Brady Lane, designated hitter, comes to the plate trying to push across at least one. Tristan Holland on deck if he were to reach. Oh, pitch. Popped into foul territory on the right side. The first, second, and right fielder all converge onto that one, but it drops foul. And the count goes to 0-1. Brady Lane, right-handed hitter at the plate. Not playing in the field today. Runner on second base is the right fielder, Butler. Lane steps out, gets a sign. And now he's ready to go. Pitch from the right-hander. Called. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1. 0-2. To Lane. 0-2 pitch. Up to the second baseman, Gurley. He throws on to first, and they get out of it with no runs allowed. So, we are through 5 full here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, the Bulldogs 2 and the Bulldogs 10 and the Mustangs 2 on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning. Welcome back here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Tristan Kensevich to lead it off for the East Butler Bulldogs. First pitch to him is taken down low and in for ball 1. Kensevich pinch hitting for left fielder Marco VC. The pitch swung on and missed. And a 1-1 count to the pinch hitter. Top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. 1-2. On the breaking ball. Looked like maybe a change up in there. VC had singled, doubled, and struck out. That one outside. 2-2 count. Moving right along now all the way into the 6th inning after a really slow start to this one. Right-hander Knapp is ready to go. Comes home with the pitch. Fastball fouled off. 2-2 count still. Connor Medical on deck for the East Butler Bulldogs. 2-2 pitch. Drifts toward that outside corner, but can't catch a piece. 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Swing. Oh, and just catches a piece of it, and it falls out of the glove of Noah Ross. He almost had the foul tip strikeout. Does not get it. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball outside. So the almost foul tip ends up paying off, and it's a leadoff walk. And now you cannot not mention it. It's 4 leadoff walks in 6 innings. Putting guys on to lead off the inning is not a recipe for success, but it has been the way things have gone for the Mustangs so far today. Now Connor Medical, first pitch to him is outside and low for ball 1. One 0 pitch, fouled off. One and one to the third baseman. There's a runner on to lead it off. No outs. That one up the first base line just slices foul. Thankfully for the Mustangs. That could have been a run scorer if it got all the way down that line. 320 to the right field wall here. And out of all the fields we've played at this year around the Rust Belt League, easily the most normal dimensions. 390 to center here, 365 into the gaps, and 320 down the lines. 1-2 count. Knapp, the pitch, fouled off. Chopped towards his own dugout. 1-2. to the third baseman, hitting in the 3-hole, grounded out to third base today, walked, and grounded back to the pitcher. Throw on to first, pick off. The runner is back, diving. He's safe. It's Tristan Kensovich, the pinch hitter, who pinch hit for Marco Visi over at first base. 1-2. Over to shortstop. Lavrich, it's over his head, and that one was just golfed out to left field. So it's a weird-looking single. Lavrich looked like he might have a play on it off the bat. He was kind of backing up and had it in his eye line, but it just kind of continued to carry over his head and into left field. So runners on first and second after the single. Nobody out. Worrying start. Got to keep him off the board. It's another pinch hitter coming to the plate, Shane Thompson, this time for Tommaso Floro. He fouls off the first pitch he sees. First baseman Floro, pinch hit for here. 0-1 pitch from Knapp. Does not get the outside corner. 1-1 count. A lot of energy on that East Butler Bulldog dugout. The pitch. Cracked out to left field. Chasing onto it is Sharp. He makes the catch. The runner will retreat back to second base. So there's one away in the inning on the fly out. And no one moves up. So lucky positioning of where that one was hit for the fortunes of the Mustangs. Now Brendan Corley, who come to the plate with 2 walks on the day, a double, and reached on an error in the first inning. Still runners on first and second. 0-0 count, 10-2 lead for the East Butler Bulldogs. The first pitch is called for strike 1. Pitch. Out to right field, hooking foul over out of play and near the batting cages. 0-2 count. To Corloy. Trying to get him here is Knapp. One away in the inning. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Grounded foul up the third base line. Do the 0-2 again. Coming after him. Knapp has been a lot more aggressive in the zone, which is hopefully what the Mustangs need to get some success back. They had been so good getting guys out the past few games. That one is chopped on the ground over to second base. Siegel fields, throws on to first, and the runner is out. So a nice quick play from Siegel, and he didn't have a lot of time. That one also really stopped up on that turf, and whether it's from the way the ball was hit or if the turf is just wet, it's definitely not moving as quickly as we know it can. So second and third now, 2 outs, and Nico Mellogran, who has walked, been hit by a pitch and grounded out, comes to the plate. First pitch to him is driven out into center field. Back onto it is Weibel. He's underneath it, makes the catch. So 2 runners on base to start the inning, but then the Mustangs come back and get 3 quick outs. We are through 5.5 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network with the score, Bulldogs 10 and the Mustangs 2. Tristan Holland to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Mustangs trailing 10-2, and Evan Delsignola back out on the mound for the Bulldogs. First pitch fouled off right back into the netting behind home plate. Quickly goes to 0-1. Left-handed batter, the only one in the Mustangs lineup. That pitch is up high to even it at 1-1. And originally when the lineup came out, it was Mason Bevan who held the 7-hole, but he was taken out of the game after the first inning and substituted for swing and a miss. You say he got a piece, and it was a foul tip. 1-2 count now to Tristan Holland. Holland has filled in ever since that first inning. 1-2 pitch now, up high. 2-2, snagged by the catcher Mullins. It was good to get up there and grab that one. 2-2 count, left-handed batter at the plate, first baseman Holland. 2-2 pitch, popped up. Drifting foul. Keeps himself alive. Leadoff batter in the inning, Sharp and Knapp to follow. Knapp in the 9-hole, doing the pitching this afternoon. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the first swinging strikeout all day for the Mustangs after they struck out 4 times looking. Holland goes down, and John Sharp comes up. Sharp out in left field for today's action. First pitch to him is fouled back into the netting, just in front of our spot right here. We are thankful for that netting. If it wasn't here, we might have seen a foul ball or 2 in here today. 0-1 pitch up high, fastball again, and fastball heavy dosage from Delsignola in this 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th, 1 away. Pitch through the middle, and it's a nice line drive hit into center field. Sharp reaches base, and good contact there. Takes it into that second base position all the way through, and he reaches with 1 out. Now Garrett Knapp, the pitcher, has a chance to do himself a favor, do his team a favor, try and shorten this deficit that the Mustangs currently face. Knapp has grounded out and struck out looking today so far. Looking to get on base for the first time. The pitch to him is called for strike 1. Oh and 1. So the pitcher, runner takes off, and lost on the transition is the ball. Mullins pops up and it pops out. So it's 1-1. And a runner on second base on the steal. Mustangs have been aggressive on the base paths. Other teams have been more aggressive, though, against them. Pitches up high, 2-1. Knapp trying to open things up here. That one fouled off against the netting just above the first base dugout. It's 2-2 now. Quickly moving pace for the right-handed pitcher Delsignola, trying to keep himself warm, I'm sure, late in the start. 6th inning, already through 5 1/3, is the Bulldog starter. 2-2 count. 1 away in the inning. Runner in scoring position out at second is Sharp. He takes off for third base. Swing and a miss. The strikeout, but Sharp reaches third. So there's 2 away and a runner on third for the Mustangs. And the second strikeout swinging of the game and of the inning. Josh Siegel now second baseman. Chance to pick up his teammate Sharp, who singled with 1 out. Ball outside. 1-0 count. The pitch to Siegel. Cracked out to center field. Underneath it is Dewey. He makes the catch, and we're through 6 full. The score, the East Butler Bulldogs 10 and the Meadville Mustangs 2 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Top of the second or seventh inning, not the second. You would think that maybe with the way we've been moving along, but the pace is quickened as we've gotten further into the afternoon. Evan Kersher to lead it off, the designated hitter. And Garrett Knapp will get another inning out there on the mound. So after the starter, Zach Wilson, was only able to go 2 innings, Knapp has really provided them some length, and that's much needed length with the shortened bench today. The Mustangs are back at it again tomorrow in Youngstown against the Creekside Crocodiles. They have a doubleheader there tomorrow, kicking off at noon. First pitch from Knapp to start the 7th inning is drilled over the head of Kenny Lavrich at shortstop and into left center field for a leadoff single. So Kersher quickly aboard. And now Chris Mullins gets a shot. Mullins walked twice and struck out looking so far today. He steps into that right-handed batter's box, back foot in the back corner. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. 10-2, the Bulldogs lead in the top of the 7th inning, so not too much time for the Mustangs to strike back, and they need a big inning badly. That one called for a strike, 1-1. Right-handed pitcher on the mound. Garrett Knapp. His pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 count. And the games keep on coming. More of them next week for the Mustangs. 1-2 pitch is popped up. Lavrich tracking back into the shallow outfield. He makes the catch. There's one away in the 7th inning. So runner on first, 1 out. And the 9-hitter, Andrew Catch, who ripped a single in his second at-bat, he gets another chance. He can be dangerous with the bat. The first pitch to him down low for ball 1. And similar to the pitcher he's facing, Garrett Knapp, we know he can be a little bit of a two-way player. Pitched in opening day against these Meadville Mustangs. The pitch to him is popped up on the infield. Knapp gets under it. Now it's the third baseman who can't get the ball. It drops in fair territory. That is Grable over at third. The throw on to first, and the runner's safe. It was fumbled by Brady Lane, who has now just filled in as the first baseman to start this inning. And now there's some question from Ben Cosby as to where exactly that ball fell. He's asking about the procedure of the ball falling onto the grass and whether it was in fair territory or not. As of now, the hitter reaches on the error, and there's runners on second and first. So now the umpires are going to have a conference out toward third base to talk over what was just discussed. See what they have to say. We can't exactly hear what they're saying from here, but we know that the question is about where the ball landed. They point to first base, so the runner is safe, and it'll go as an E5 on Grable over at third. So runners at first and second, one away in the inning, and JT Gurley, the second baseman, comes to the plate for the 4th time. First pitch from Knapp. Swung on and missed. One out in the inning. Runners on first and second. Knapp trying to get out of another jam. That one popped up. And drifting backwards, it'll go foul off the top of the broadcast booth and down towards my left. We could hear that one pretty good, that's for sure. 0-2 count to the second baseman. He takes on the outside corner. One and two count. Knapp comes set, delivers the pitch. Out to right field, chasing onto it is the first baseman Lane. He can't make the catch. It'll drop as a foul ball. So another tough miss there. Lane over at first. 1-2 count still to the second baseman and 10 hitter. Top of the order on deck for the East Butler Bulldogs. The pitch, breaking ball just fouled off. And it'll be 1-2 still. Keeping things going. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On this rainy afternoon in June. The pitch, outside, ball 2. 2-2 count with 1 away. A lot of pinch hitters being used on the Bulldog side so far today. The pitch drags that one outside, fills the count at 3-2. Knapp on for, if he can get through it, what will be his 5th complete inning of work. The pitch walks him, so the base is loaded now with 1 out and the top of the order up. So looking like it could be pretty difficult to get out of this cleanly. Top of the order up, and there's a pinch hitter on. It's Parker Brown. It's a pinch hit for Sean Dewey. That one cracked out to left field. Underneath it is Sharp. He makes the catch. The runner tags from third on the throw, and there's no play at the plate. So another runner crosses on the second out of the inning. And the other 2 runners stick at first and second, respectively. So now Tristan Kenzovich gets a chance. A lot of these subs starting to pour in now with the 9-run lead. First pitch to Kenzovich is called for ball 1. Knapp comes set. The 1-0. Down low, gets away from the catcher, Ross. Runners move up to second and third on the play, so wow pitch. Two and 0 count to the left-handed hitting Kenzovich, left fielder. Pinch hit for Marco Vizzi. That one outside, 3-0. Pitch in there, 3-0, 1 called for strike. So it's 3-1 now to the left fielder. 3-1 pitch. Swung on. Said he does. Does the home plate umpire. Full count. 2 away, and a big pitch coming up, trying to hold the lead where it is. That one cracked into right field. A lot of topspin on it. It drops on the grass, kind of dies. Butler onto it. 1 run crosses. The throw in holds the runner Brown at third base. And another run scores, so it's 12-2. And runners at the corners. 2 outs. Cosby comes up to chat with Knapp. see what he has to say to try and calm his guy down. And it looks like kind of a full team talk, honestly. Like, we talked early on about how important it is to not hang your head, and the Mustangs certainly have seemed like they've trailed off in their effort as this game has gone long, and it's hard sometimes not to with that 10-run deficit that they now face. So Knapp steps back in, and he'll face Connor Medical, third baseman. 5th time through the order for the East Butler Bulldogs. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Knapp comes set. The first pitch, slider in the zone for a called strike. 0-1. 12-2. Lead for the East Butler Bulldogs. The pitch. Oh, slider right there, and got him swinging out of his shoes. 0-2. 0-2 pitch from Knapp. Popped up, drifting into shallow center. That one is caught! What a catch in center field. No, they say it didn't get into the glove. And Weibel laid out and looked like he got the glove under it, but they're saying it touched some grass first. So another run scores on the hit. It's 13-2. And what looked like a great play. That one grounded onto second base, fielded, thrown on to first by Holland, and the runner is out. So we'll stretch here on the Mustangs Baseball Network through 6.5. The score, the Bulldogs 13 and the Mustangs 2. Bottom of the 7th inning, and it's Cole Grable to lead it off for the Mustangs. A new pitcher on, Zach Thompson, for the East Butler Bulldogs. So Evan Delsignol goes 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both those earned. So a good day at the office for him. First pitch to Grable is down low for a ball. And it's a 1-0 count. The pitch. Down low again, 2-0. Grable reached on a single so far today. Struck out and flew out the other time. That one down low again, 3-0. To the leadoff hitter, Weibel and Lavrich to follow him in this inning. Thompson ready to go. He delivers that one down low, and it's a leadoff 4-pitch walk. So a runner aboard in the bottom of the 7th. This one a bit out of hand at this point, but maybe a miracle could come out of these final 3 half innings on the offensive side. The real key is you got to keep them off the board. You really can't allow any more runs when you trail by 11. The first pitch down low spikes it, 1-0. First time we've seen Thompson pitch against the Mustangs so far this season. Thompson comes set, delivers. The runner takes off on the pitch. Throw down is on time, on the money, and the runner is out. It's a great throw from Chris Mullins. He catches Grable stealing, so there's 1 away in the inning. 1-1 count. One and one to the center fielder Weibel. The pitch up high, ball 2. 2-1. 2-1 pitch from the right-hander is up high for ball 3. Three-one count. Thompson ready to go. Comes home. Dead center. That one driven out to left field. Approaching the wall. Looking up. It's gone. Carson Weibel hits one out to narrow the deficit to 10. So it doesn't do much in the grand scheme of things, but it is the first home run of the season for today's center fielder. He trots around the base paths, and it's 13-3 in the 7th inning. He just caught that one good. Classic pull hit all the way out to left field. It's a solo shot. Now Kenny Lavrich trying to maybe add on, get one of his own. First pitch is down low for ball 1. 1-0 count. Thompson delivers, fouled off. Fastball, and put it right on that outside corner. And I do believe Thompson was talking pregame about having some sort of an injury to his left hand. 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 2. One already away in the inning. Solo shot just a moment ago from Carson Weibel. Narrowed the deficit to 10. That one up the middle, grounded onto the shortstop, Corley. He throws on to first, and the runner is out. So Lavrich yet to reach base on a hit today. Did walk twice, but popped out and grounded out in his last 2 at-bats. Brandon Butler now with 2 away in the inning. Bottom of the 7th. Mustangs still need quite a few runs if they're going to mount a comeback. The first pitch to Butler is a curveball. Misses the zone for ball 1. Pitch number 2 in there for a called strike. So 1-1 count. That one out to left field. Cracked pretty well. Chasing after it is the center fielder. It's off the base of the wall. Butler into second base standing. He's got a stand-up double. And it's another big hit for the Mustangs. Now Noah Ross, who's hit pretty well today. He pops one up down the right side. Drifting into foul territory. It's out of play. He goes 0-1. Start his count. That one popped up. Drifting out to center field is the center fielder, second baseman moving on to it, but it's the center fielder, Dewey, who makes the catch to end the inning. So we're through 7 full here on the Mustangs Baseball Network, and still the East Butler Bulldogs lead the Mustangs 13-3. So mercy rule finish in this one. The East Butler Bulldogs defeat the Meadville Mustangs 13-3. And a 10-run lead after 7 full innings means that this game is over. So the Mustangs' winning streak is also over, but they're right back at it again tomorrow against the Creekside Crocodiles, looking to get back off the schneid and grab a win. For now, though, this game is over. It's a tough one today, and it was really tough from the start. The final score, though, Bulldogs triumph in this one, 13-3. The winning pitcher, great performance from Evan Delsignol. Went 6 innings, 6 hits, and that ends up being all but 1 inning of this game. So a big-time win for the East Butler Bulldogs, and they haven't been so good on the road so far this season, 2-5, but they pick up a win in this one. And we'll move forward to tomorrow's doubleheader. A lot more baseball action coming at you this weekend on the Mustangs Baseball Network, so tune in again tomorrow. But for now, a tough one. Close the book on this one, move to the next. Mustangs sit at 4-6 through the first 10 games of the season. They've still got just under 20 to go, so nowhere close to the end just yet. But for now, signing off on the Mustangs Baseball Network, Luke Burgess, so happy you could join us this afternoon. And kind of a weird game, weird finish, mercy rule finish, but the Mustangs lose this one 13-3. And we'll catch you tomorrow for Game 1 and 2 of the doubleheader down in Youngstown, Ohio on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Luke Burgess, thank you so much for joining us.